Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Emerly Plays and I am building a house right now for my new Sim Legacy Challenge. It's the Fairy Royalty Legacy Challenge, so I'm going to be doing a speed build on their house. So let's get to it. Enjoy, guys. Hey guys, so I was initially not going to record over the building of the house, but I figured it would be a little bit boring without, so I'm just going to go on and talk a little bit more. So I was just trying to fill in some foundation for the house. I tend to like the foundation, and that way I can put stairs up towards the house. I do plan on putting a little backyard area as well. As per the challenge, I can only create income through growing vegetables, having bees and chickens, etc. So I am trying to create a little area where I can walk up to the house and walk out to the house without having to put a gate outside. That way I don't have to lock it and you have to go into my house in order to go to the backyard. Now I had quite a bit of trouble picking which stairs I liked. I went through about 3 or 4 and I ended up going with just the plain brown. I definitely like that, and there is a nice fence area that can go with it as well. Doors weren't too bad. I kind of have an idea of the doors I like. I like doors with lots of windows because it allows a lot of light into the room. Now when it came to windows is always an issue for me. I love these windows here. They're very different and artistic, but then to find another window to go with it, that was definitely an issue. So I went through about 3 or 4 windows. I was going to initially make the stairs and the railings there all white as well to match, but then with these windows, with the white and the brown, I figured it would match not too poorly. And I'm sorry guys if the video is a little fast. It was originally an hour and 6 minutes, and I did cut it down to a little under 20 minutes, so we'll see how it goes. I did have quite a bit of trouble also finding siding, and I like the fact that I like to use foundation as well for all of my for my decks as well, because I can dye the bottom the same color as the house. I don't know if you can do it with the deck, but I did have a lot of trouble doing it that way as well. And here my computer was going a little slow. I was trying to, like I said before, I was trying to make the stairs and the railings that are white, but it wasn't working for me, so I ended up just, as you'll see, I ended up just giving up on that and leaving it brown. And man, the color for the deck, let me tell you, I have a lot of trouble trying to match colors, and that was definitely an indicator of it there. Now here I am deleting the window to put a door to the outside. Now this will eventually become the kitchen. I am going to have a bedroom on the part that comes out a little bit and a bathroom on the other side. So this was the most ideal place for me to place the door onto the backyard. Now here is where she is going to, our main character is going to build her garden and have her chicken coop. I wanted to make sure I had enough room. I also am going to put bees over beside the chicken coop. Now here I'm just kind of trying to figure out what the best sizes are. I always tend to make my houses a little big, so there is a lot of empty area. I am working on that. It is a fault of mine. Originally in my design, those 2 rooms there, the small room and the big room that I did on the right there, were supposed to connect, but again, made the house way too big. So it's a little bit of bigger area. I do put some stuff there afterwards, which makes it a little better. And the doors, oh the doors. Now what you're going to notice is when I initially go into build mode, what I do is I had a hard time picking the fireplace there, but what I do in build mode is I lay down everything I'm going to need in the room in the colors I want, and then what I do is I match the wall colors and the floor colors to match everything else. I find that a bit easier than trying to match couches and bedding and carpet all to the look of all to the same color of the room itself. Now here I'm trying to find a nice carpet to put in between. I was initially going to do a square carpet. I was searching for a different color. Did not want to fuss on that. And here I'm just laying down carpet. And then eventually I went with this one, the sheepskin round rug, my favorite rug in the game. I use it in every single house that I make. And it's cream colored. I mean, that's a neutral. It goes with absolutely everything. Now that room that I just put that fun little carpet in, that is going to be the kids' room. Since it is a legacy challenge, we are going to have some kids in the house. Now this big room is going to be, our character Liliana is going to be her room. Now they are fairies, but I do like making more of a modern town, you know, suburban home kind of look as opposed to a fairy look. I tend to get a little frustrated when it comes to roofs and with diagonal walls and things like that. So I definitely like building the modern home a little bit better. Here I'm just giving her, you know, the only TV in the house, which was probably a poor idea now that I look back on it, but the only TV in the house is in her master bedroom. So as you can see, I'm just laying down all the pieces before I paint the wall and the floor. Now for the kids' room, I do plan on having her have more than one child. Now as per the rules for this challenge, you can only have one pregnancy, so we're going to try to get her multiple births within this challenge, within her lifetime. So I did get bunk beds in the room. There's only one crib. I will most definitely probably have to get another crib, but we did get her a rocking chair as well. I find the Sims, whenever they choose to have a child, they want that rocking chair and they spend their whole day in it, so I gave her that. Now I did give them 2 dressers just for looks, essentially. They'll be using the big wardrobe, but the little one I use as more of a table. Now this room will be more of the shared bedroom. It will be open to everyone in the house, whereas this bathroom that I'm creating here is going to be only for the adults in the house. So we are going to be locking the children out of this bathroom. I don't know why I keep saying that. That triangle tub is my absolute favorite tub. And in here I decided to give them a fun little bear-shaped mirror. And the little toilet paper rolls. It's all details. Little bar of soap here. Hair dryer there. You know how it is. I want to make sure that the Sims have a nice high environment so they get that environment buff. Now the kids' room is a little busy. As I do go on, I will probably redecorate a little bit. There was no money restrictions for building the house, but once we start, I think I'll probably drop her down to next to no money. I'll probably give her, 500 simoleons to get her started, maybe a little more, because I'm sure her electricity bills will be high because her house is so large. That little nightlight, I love the nightlight. Comes with generations. It's just a nice touch, As far as lights go, I mean, I'm not too fussy, you know what I mean, about the lights. So I just want to make sure that there's enough up there in order for them to be able to see and not have that cute little dark in here moodlet or whatever it's called. And plants. Oh, am I ever a fan of plants? I mean, and I love plants, live or fake, in my house too, so I just like to again, decorate as much as possible. Now, finding a freaking table to fit in between here perfectly was really difficult for me. I ended up going with a little square table. our rectangle table, as you'll see here. Very cute, it goes with the theme. Little flowers on top, you know. This is kind of a weird placement for a living room, being as soon as you walk in the house, it's boom, there's your living room. But I kind of like the layout, especially the one floor home. I find it's a lot easier to keep an eye on all the Sims, and especially for toddlers too. This huge open area, eventually once she has children, we'll get her children a walker, and they'll be able to walk in this whole area, which will be really nice. My biggest pet peeve with those counters are if they're near another counter, they want to stick to it. It's like a magnet. And I only gave her the pizza oven because I absolutely love the idea of it. Eventually, you'll see I do give her a barbecue outside. Now, the reason I picked up that window, I don't know if you saw it there, was because I was going to do cupboards overhead, but I figured I'd like the light in the room a little bit more, and you don't necessarily need the cupboards, so. And we also decided in the kitchen to go with a sink instead of a dishwasher, and a garbage pail instead of the waste disposal unit, just because it adds a little bit more to the gameplay. You have to take the garbage out. It makes it a bit more realistic. I love that table. So wispy and perfect. Now again, room was way too large, so trying to get it all to fit. And this rug, I didn't even know I had this rug. Absolutely huge, absolutely beautiful. I love it. I was just looking for a circle rug to go beneath the table. And we found a nice blue one that matched, so I love that mat. And the huge vases, again, me with the plants and the flowers. And I found a cute little blue one to go on top of the bar as well. Blue is a big theme for us. I don't know why I chose blue. I don't know, light blue is really nice, and she does have a lot of light blue on her as well. So, on her outfit, so we will see. Oh, and I did do a quick save here because I thought there was a thunderstorm out tonight, and I was saying to myself, I swear to God, if the power goes out right now, I'll cry if I lose all this. So I took the time to just do a little save. Now I am looking for a gem cutter machine because she can also salvage. We do have a dog for her as well, so he can go searching for gems and things like that. So I did move the door in order for them to be able to for me to be able to place this gem cutter machine for Liliana. Sorry, she's new. Her name will come to me soon enough, but for Liliana to be able to cut these gems and make some money. Now, finding the proper bookcase, I wanted a nice long bookcase, and I was like, oh, there's a big one too. But I find whenever you're playing, you have to pan around it with your camera, and it's a huge nuisance in order to find the right angle around these bookcases. So I just went with a small one. Little area here, we're going to put a computer table just so she can, maybe pop on online dating so that the kids can play your video games, so that we can get the fun up a little bit. I usually use this the computer for boosting their fun, but I'm gonna see if I can find anything different. I love the mannequins too, and it matched the color of her room very nicely, so I popped one of those in there too. Now eventually to the bathroom I am going to have to add a potty, I'm going to have to buy a high chair, but I have way more than enough room to do so, so it should work out really well. And I still can't get over how much that rug is beautiful. I love it. I would have it in my house. Now curtains. Curtains are always an issue. It's much easier when it's a single curtains because there's a lot more choices. When it comes to the double curtains, I find there's not a lot. Or not as many. I do like the straight across curtain for the kitchen. I find that's really charming. And those curtains and everything that came with the Generation Pack. I've recently just gotten the Generation Pack, or Generations, and I love the stuff that they came with their children, with the children's furniture. So here you'll see I've placed a chicken coop and 2 beehives, and the rest of the area is pretty much going to be her garden. Now I'm not sure if the chickens will eat the plants. I'll have to look into that. If they do, I'll just put a little fence around them. I did give her a barbecue as well so she can make hot dogs, you know, something that's not pizza or calzones. Mind you, I wouldn't mind eating pizza. I also gave her some planters. Just 2. I thought it would be a really nice touch, you know, to have 2 little plants inside of these beautiful pots. Little flamingo for the charm. And oh my gosh, this umbrella gave me such a difficult time. I'm sitting here trying to fuss around with it, change its color. I think I ended up putting it right back in the same place it originally was. And to fit another chair on there, I just moved the barbecue to the other side. It fit a little bit better. And now for the decorating. A little bit of landscaping. Oh, no, I'm wrong. I did give the dog some beds, 2 choices. I gave him the automatic food dispenser, a thing of toys so his destruction does not go crazy, because I did not give him the non-destructive trait, so hopefully he'll learn that. Now the wall colors I wasn't too intense with. I picked quite a few that were more plain, more neutral, just how I would like it essentially. I went with some nice browns and blues and tan colors. And I went with the hardwood floor because nobody likes to spill food and junk on carpet. Worst ever. Now I couldn't decide if I wanted carpet or hardwood in there. I couldn't find one that matched very well, so I just went with the blue. I just, you know, stuck with the blue theme. Wasn't too picky with the floor. I kind of matched floors. Now I did change the color of the rug because I originally wasn't going to make the room blue, but things change. We went with hardwood, and then we went with some tile in the bathrooms to match the walls. And then I was like, oh great, now back to the deck. I couldn't find a color for it before, but I ended up going with this one. And like I said before, now we're going to get to the landscaping. I do make a little footpath with the spray tool, and I'm so glad you cannot hear that sound because that is the worst sound in the game other than the railing tool. And I did put a little path around it. I may give her a car at some point, but I'm not too sure. There we go. The garbage can I usually like to have out of the way, but I decided to put it on the footpath just because. And I wanted to give her a little pond in the backyard so she could fish a little bit and they could go sit outside by the pond. And there we are. I placed the bench there. I put some flowers around it, and I did film a outro as well. So I am just going to stop chatting here until the outro happens. So yes. So I do pick some blue flowers eventually. And we'll just let that outro play. And there we are, guys. There's our new home for our Fairy Legacy Challenge. I hope you love it as much as I do, and I'll see you for episode number 1. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next time.